This week on ANN, Pacific Union College partners with its local community to build fire protection.
A new law in Brazil makes it easier for Sabbath-keeping students.
And there's a new Hope channel in Haiti.
These stories and more coming up.
Thank you so much for joining us this week.
First in the news, beginning in January 2019, Pacific Union College, or PUC, plans to begin work on an approximately 3-mile shaded fuel break to protect the Angwin, California community of 3,500 residents.
With financial support from community members and alumni, the college will construct the fuel break on a prominent ridge between Pope Valley and Angwin.
Angwin Volunteer Fire Department Chief J.R. Rogers explains a shaded fuel break is a great fire prevention measure that reduces fuel levels in key locations and helps to slow fire's rate of spread, giving us a defensible location so we can ultimately suppress the forward momentum of a fire.
The PUC forest is an invaluable resource for the community and the college. It is home to a wide variety of plant and animal species, including the endangered spotted owl and some of the easternmost coast redwood trees.
In 2014, the college began working with the Land Trust of Napa County and CAL FIRE to conserve over 800 acres of forested land in a conservation easement.
Now known as the PUC Demonstration and Experimental Forest, it is used for student activities and scientific research projects, as well as recreation for both college and community members.
The planned shaded fuel break has the potential to protect a valuable learning resource as well as the community at large. PUC President Robert Cushman says, "The forest is part of our rich heritage here on Howell Mountain. It provides welcome opportunities for both education and recreation in a pristine forested setting."
PUC has developed a CAL FIRE-approved forest stewardship plan, which outlines management goals and objectives. This plan includes fire mitigation work, of which the shaded fuel break is only the initial phase.
PUC hopes all its work will help protect the college and the Angwin community from wildfire while making its forest healthier and more resilient.
To learn more, visit pucforest.com.
A new law in Brazil will benefit students who cannot take exams due to their religious beliefs. Members of the Chamber of Deputies Constitution, Justice and Citizenship Committee approved the clean bill. The approved text deals with taking tests and marking attendance of students who are unable to attend school for reasons of freedom of conscience and religious convictions. The text provides the right to students at any level to be absent from the test or classes scheduled for a day that, according to their religious precepts, prohibits this type of activity. According to the new law, alternatives will be provided, such as test or replacement classes, taking the test on an alternative date, and written assignment or other research activity. The approval of the law is final, so it will not go to the plenary of the chamber, but directly to be sanctioned by the President of Brazil. A recent survey carried out by the Ministry of Education showed that Sabbath-keeping students who took the national high school examination represented around 100,000 people in the country.
After nearly 2 years of making the proper connections in the cable company business, the Seventh-day Adventist Church in Haiti recently launched Hope Channel Inter-America. The 3-hour service featured Adventist World Church President Ted N.C. Wilson and Inter-American Division President Ely Henry, who were present for Inter-America's year-end annual business meetings. The Adventist Church leaders congratulated local leaders and the membership for their dedication to the television ministry. Wilson encouraged the membership to continue being an integral part of the Seventh-day Adventist Church and encourage members to embrace the ministry of television the same way they have embraced Radio Esperance, as well as the mission service through its educational and health institutions and schools in the country. That message of hope is at the core of the mission of Hope Channel Inter-America, and one that keeps expanding throughout the territory, said Abel Marquez, Executive Director for Hope Channel Inter-America. To learn more about Hope Channel Inter-America in Haiti and throughout the IAD territory, visit hopetv.interamerica.org.
As the number of migrants and refugees worldwide continues to surge, a panel of scholars convened last month by the International Religious Liberty Association, or IRLA, says more must be done to deal with related religious freedom challenges. The IRLA's 19th meeting of experts held in Cordoba, Spain, brought together renowned scholars from a variety of academic disciplines to explore this issue. The group met to discuss the plight of the many millions of men, women, and children who are currently on the move, fleeing poverty, violence, or religious persecution. Ganoon Diop, director of the International Religious Liberty Association, pointed out that in many world regions, from Myanmar to Nigeria to Syria and Iraq, religiously motivated hostility or violence helps drive migration. But also challenging are the clashes of religious and social identities that often occur later as migrants and refugees are absorbed into new cultures. The Meeting of Experts is an annual event of the IRLA, an organization chartered by the Seventh-day Adventist Church in 1893 and today works around the world to promote freedom of religion or belief for all people, regardless of their religious traditions. This year's meeting was also co-sponsored by Spain's Ministry of Justice and Ministry of Foreign Affairs. The papers presented at the Cordoba meeting will be published in next year's Fides at Libertas, the academic journal of the IRLA. For more information, visit news.adventist.org.
The Showers of Blessings van, an outreach ministry of the Greater New York Conference's Adventist Community Services, or ACS, was recently dedicated.
Officials from the conference, Atlantic Union Conference, and the North American Division gathered at a United Camp meeting for the dedication.
The mobile showers will serve the homeless in New York City, providing clean towels, washcloths, and new undergarments.
The ministry, partly funded by the Adventist Church in North America, is a result of many years of planning and is their first mobile shower unit for the homeless.
Louis Biazotto, the region's Adventist Community Services Director, said the van is in response to the city's growing homelessness problem, which is at its highest levels since the Great Depression.
According to Biazotto, ACS will partner with churches in the 5 boroughs to have the van serve local homeless communities weekly.
This holistic approach also provides clothing, food, and spiritual and psychological care. ACS piloted the van with the Delancey Seventh-day Adventist Church in Lower Manhattan and received a positive response.
Coming up, we hear the story of a very special week of prayer in the U.S. state of Maryland.
But up next, we have the final installment from the Adventist Church in Belarus.
We may look, pray, read, think, worship, sing, and share differently, but we all look forward to the Sabbath, and we all look forward to the future when Jesus will come again. With this message in mind, we arrived at a core component for a new identity system, the creation grid, a simple 7-column structure for layout. The grid is a reference both to the prophetic timeline as well as to the creation week that culminated in the 7th-day Sabbath. Regardless of what or where you are designing, you can always find information to help you communicate that we are all Seventh-day Adventists.
May I work in with you, young fella?
Yeah. Go for it.
That's the way you do it. Gotta put a little weight on it. But I'll put it back up here for you.
Welcome back.
Now we have the end of the story we started last week.
Recently, the National Belarus Library in Minsk, Russia, featured a month-long international exhibit, Belarus in the Bible, with the support of the Ministry of Culture of the Republic of Belarus.
Organizers aim to acquaint visitors with the history of the Bible in their region and the world, showcasing artifacts, rare manuscripts, and publications of the scriptures.
The Adventist Church in the Eurasia region sent this report.
Если говорить о проповеди Евангелия и нашем влиянии на общество, то оно также огромно. Многие сотни и даже тысячи простых, а также влиятельных людей услышали об Адвентистской церкви. С некоторыми из них мы обменялись контактами и до сих пор поддерживаем связь. Наверное, только на небе мы узнаем, сколько душ пробудились от греховного сна, возможно, впервые услышав драгоценные слова жизни и надежды. Бог открыл для всех нас удивительные возможности в течение целого месяца свидетельствовать в самом сердце культурной жизни столицы Беларуси не только о его вечном слове, но также говорить о скором втором пришествии Христа во славе и величии и многих других важных евангельских истинах. Среди посетителей выставки были люди самого разного возраста и профессий. Было много учащихся общеобразовательных школ, профессиональных и военных училищ, колледжей и студенческих групп из разных университетов со всей страны, а также большие группы преподавателей ведущих белорусских вузов. После завершения мероприятия дипломы с благодарностями за активное участие были вручены руководством Национальной библиотеки всем волонтерам. Также состоялась общая встреча и ужин, на котором один из организаторов выставки, доктор философии Скотт Кэрролл и его жена Денис, сердечно поблагодарили всех участников, сказав в присутствии собравшихся самые теплые слова и в адрес представителей Адвентистской церкви. Доктор Кэрролл также участвовал в организации коллекции экспонатов для всемирно известного музея Библии, который не так давно открылся в столице США, городе Вашингтоне, а несколько лет назад он создал выставку Inspired Exhibit, или «Вдохновенное слово». Она впервые демонстрировалась в Гонконге, а в этом году побывала и у нас в Минске. Благодаря этому проекту, который, по мнению местных СМИ, стал самым значимым культурным событием года в Беларуси, многие тысячи людей узнали о достоверности библейского текста и открыто говорили о том, что теперь в корне поменяют свое отношение к Библии. Они убедились, что ей вполне можно доверять, не только как точно исторической книге, но и как достоверному Слову Божьему, которое самым чудесным образом сохранилось на протяжении всех столетий до наших дней. Конечно же, как христиане мы знаем, это произошло потому, что оно несет на себе не человеческую, а Божью печать, ведь сам Бог обещал сохранить и позаботиться о своем Слове. Трава засыхает, цвет увядает, а Слово Бога нашего пребудет вечно. Если мы и можем сказать о какой-либо книге, что она воистину вечная, то, несомненно, этой единственной книгой является Библия.
During a recent week of prayer, students at an Adventist academy in the U.S. state of Maryland had an unforgettable experience.
Here is their story.
Just over 60 miles from Washington, D.C., in the town of Hagerstown, is the Highland View Academy. The name itself explains the nature of the place. The school is surrounded by mountains and woods. The Highland View Academy is part of the Adventist education, established in 1853 in New York. Currently, there are Adventist schools in nearly 150 countries with 85,000 teachers, 1,500,000 students, and 7,500 schools. Founded in 1949, the Highland View Academy operates entirely on solar energy produced on the campus itself. But undoubtedly, this is not the main characteristic of HVA. The very purpose of the boarding school is to save. For this reason, the Institute organizes special moments of communion, prayer, and study of the Bible. One such occasion was the Hope Week, led by Pastor Andrew Ashley. The week was a watershed in the history of the educational institution. Many young people gave their hearts to Christ and were baptized. Young people like Reagan McCain. She was in charge of writing an article about the week of prayer. Here is a story in her own words.
When Pastor Schuster asked me to do this article, I didn't know what to expect. I guess he knew I liked writing, and I did like writing, but I don't know if I was ready for anyone besides my English teacher to see my articles or my writing. But I accepted because, Pastor Schuster asked me nicely, and I figured this is a good opportunity, right? I remember at the end of our conversation, he spoke some pretty now prophetic sentences. He essentially said, maybe while you're writing this story, maybe this becomes your story. And it ended up to be more true than I thought at the time. So, yeah, I started going to the meetings. Pastor Andrew was great. He was really into the service, and yeah, he talked very well, and what he really liked to do was like pick a story in the Bible and kind of explain it and put it in kind of terms, maybe story, kind of like the lesson, but also like the theology in it, and how it can personally apply to us and us understanding, you know, God and our relationship with Him. And that resonated with me, especially because I had to take notes. So I was paying extra attention to the services.
When Pastor Andrew actually came to our church and he was preaching the message that he was preaching, we realized that the Holy Spirit was moving. All the students were giving really full attention to what he was saying. And at the mid of the week of prayer, I noticed that Reagan was changing her perspective from a reporter to actually someone who was going to give her life to Jesus Christ.
I kind of had enough information. I had all the facts I needed, and I didn't have anything. I didn't have anything left. I had no reason to not do it. So I went up to Pastor Andrew afterwards, and I asked him, like, "Can you baptize me? Can I get baptized?" He was like, "Yeah, of course you can be baptized."
The Week of Hope marks the most baptisms at HVA in decades and has been described as a revival in the school.
Therefore, we had probably a Pentecost movement here, because 10% of our student body gave their life to Jesus during that week of prayer. Many other students reconsidered and reconnected with Jesus Christ. Therefore, I believe that Seventh-day Adventist education, and especially boarding schools across the country, we have to take a second look on what we are doing. And I believe that God still blesses us who are trying to do their best on this institution, working with students 24/7 in boarding schools. They are hungry for Jesus Christ. We pay attention on the statistics that says that young people are leaving the church. Well, let's change the statistics. Let's just do something more. And I believe that the Holy Spirit will be working with us as we endeavor together to save kids for the kingdom of God.
Coming up, Emily Mastrapa is here to talk about the ADRA gift catalog.
But up next, Adventist Mission shares a story of a Bible worker in the Philippines.
We were a group of women outside the city gate by the river at a place of prayer. Lydia, a dealer in purple cloth from Thyatira, was also there. Two men came along and started to speak to us and asked to join us in prayer. We later learned that they were Paul and Silas. The Lord opened Lydia's heart to heed Paul's message. She and all the members of her household were baptized. Another day, Paul and Silas were on their way to a place of prayer. They were met by a female slave who had a spirit in her that could predict the future. She earned a lot of money for her owners by fortune-telling. She followed us and shouted at us. This was disrupting, and so Paul ordered the spirit out of her. When her owners realized that their chance of making money was gone, they dragged Paul and Silas to the authorities, and they were put in prison.
At around midnight, these two very positive prisoners named Paul and Silas were praying and singing hymns to God. The rest of us were listening to them. Suddenly there was a violent earthquake and the prison shook. All the prison doors flew open and everyone's chains came loose. The jailer woke up, saw all the doors open, and drew his sword to kill himself. He thought all the prisoners had escaped, but Paul assured him and shouted that he should not harm himself. The jailer called for lights, rushed in and lay in front of them, trembling. The jailer accepted Jesus Christ, and his whole family was baptized.
Welcome back.
The pain in Jerry's side was so unbearable that he had to sell his only water buffalo to afford surgery.
Find out how God worked to turn Jerry's life around.
Adventist Mission has more.
Ang akong trabaho karon matag adlaw.
I work as a farmer here in Lake Cebu, but only up until 2 to 3 o'clock in the afternoon. After that, I prepare myself to give Bible studies to my neighbors.
Bible workers like Jerry serve the people in this beautiful region of the Philippines. Lake Cebu is known for fruit and vegetable farming, but most people associate this area with its abundance of fish in the lake. The region is home to the Topoli tribe. This tribe has a unique language, dance, clothing, and culture. Jerry and his friends have special opportunities to share the Adventist message with this group. Jerry was trained as a Bible worker by the pastor who baptized him more than 20 years ago. He continues to work as a farmer to support his family, but Jerry's real passion is sharing the gospel.
The Tiboli tribe feels so happy when we share the truth, the Bible truth, that we learned from our Bible training.
Before he became an Adventist, Jerry struggled for years with a sharp pain in his side. It kept getting worse until the pain was unbearable. He went to the doctor, who told him he needed treatment. Unfortunately, he couldn't afford the surgery or the medication he needed. Jerry had one option. To afford the treatment, he needed to sell his only water buffalo. The buffalo was extremely valuable to him. It helped labor in the fields to earn money for his family. Without it, he didn't know how he could feed his family. This saddened Jerry, but it was the only way he could overcome the pain and regain his health. He had been studying with a Seventh-day Adventist pastor and decided to turn the situation over to God. When the pastor came to visit him later, Jerry asked to be baptized.
After that day, when I came up from the water after baptism, I realized my pain was gone. I haven't had any trouble or pain since that time. It was God.
Jerry didn't need to sell the buffalo. He was able to continue farming and providing for his family. Since that day, Jerry has been a dedicated Bible worker, working side by side with others who are just as eager to share the Adventist message with the Tiboli people. As their team of passionate workers grows, the group prays for a training center where they can gather together to train new workers and share their experiences. Please consider how you can support them through your mission giving. As Jerry and his friends continue working in this region, there are, unfortunately, many challenges. Although people are open to hearing the gospel message, having enough trained workers is difficult. Please pray for the Lake Cebu area. Pray that people like Jerry will continue to reach those around them.
Watch this and other mission stories online by visiting AdventistMission.org, then click on Videos at the top.
Every year during this season, we can get immersed in spending money and buying gifts.
Emily Mastrapa is here to talk about how you can give gifts that help people and make a difference for communities in need.
The gift-giving season is upon us. This year, why not consider giving a gift to someone in need? With the ADRA gift catalog, you can change someone's life. You can give a goat, support an orphan, help build a school, or even join in ADRA's biggest water initiative ever. You can find a gift for everyone. The gifts range anywhere between $10,000 and $5,000. You can choose to pay for a full gift, like a lime tree for a community, or pay part of a gift, like a bag of cement that goes towards building a school. And if you forget that one gift for that person on your list, don't worry, you can get these gifts in someone else's name. So then you're really gifting two people. The gift catalog is a powerful way for you to give a gift with meaning that helps to transform a life in the developing world. Visit giftcatalog.adra.org to find the perfect gift. Browse the gift catalog to see how your donation can help families living in poverty and distress. And this year, ADRA even has a gift catalog just for kids. Visit giftcatalog.adra.org/kids-gifts to learn more. This catalog can help kids learn about the value of giving a gift to someone in need. They can give things like animals, wells, and meals for other kids. Every gift has the power to change a life. Be the change for families in need today.
And finally, for today's episode, let's turn to Alejandra Castillo for a look at Adventist history.
This week, the Adventist Church in Russia opens Zaoksky's Theological Seminary.
Welcome to This Week in Adventist History. This week we wish happy birthday to the Zaoksky Theological Seminary, commemorating its grand opening on December 2nd, 1988. Nested in the woodlands of Russia's Tula region, approximately 75 miles away from Moscow, this coeducational college and ministerial training school became the very first Protestant seminary in the former USSR. This, as one can imagine, was quite a feat for our church leaders in the region, and they worked tirelessly to get the government's permission to make it happen. The resilient and persistent efforts of several individuals, most notably that of head of the SDA Church Mikhail Kulakov Sr. and his son, are largely to be credited with this achievement, which was nothing short of a miracle. The official permission to construct this school was given in January 27, 1987, and soon after, volunteers from across the Soviet Union flooded into Zaoksky to build the seminary under the leadership of Vasily Novosad. Many church members dedicated tireless hours to overcome the challenges of building the school along with a residential apartment building. Today, what began as a small class of 16 students attending classes in Tula has grown into Zaoksky Adventist University, which houses 5 educational institutions: Zaoksky Theological Seminary, the Christian Institute of Arts and Sciences, the Christian Professional College, the Seventh-day Adventist School K-12, and the Middle-Air Agro Studies Center. Graduates of government-accredited degree programs receive government diplomas as well as denominational diplomas, which enables them to find jobs in a wider marketplace. That was This Week in Adventist History.
Thanks for watching ANN. Join us next week for more news from the headquarters of the Seventh-day Adventist Church.
We'd love to hear from you. Send us your feedback and tell us how your church is making a difference in its community.
Be sure to capture plenty of video footage and photos, then write up a summary of the event's important details. And feel free to send full video reports as well.
You can reach us by sending an email to annvideo11@gmail.com.
Before we say goodbye, here's some good news from the book of 1 Chronicles, chapter 29, verse 11.
The passage says, "Yours, Lord, is the greatness and the power and the glory and the splendor and the majesty, for everything in the heavens and on earth belongs to you."
That's our program for this week. And remember, you can always visit news.adventist.org for daily news and videos. Until next time, God bless.
Take care.